Welcome to the Loose and Moose podcast.
I'm Luce.
And I'm Moose.
Two unlikely best friends that I guess love the sound of their own voice, so decided to hit recording.
I'm just getting levels. Can you talk into your microphone, please?
What do you want me to say?
I actually want you to say nothing, but I need you to actually talk.
Keep talking, Luce. Oh my God, can't get enough of Luce. She's so funny.
I've got it. Thank you so much. Fuck, I hope I never have to do that again. Hey.
You're welcome.
16 episodes.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're old enough to drive.
Sweet 16.
Fuck, that's pretty cool.
Love that for us.
My thing of the week this week came from talking to a mate, and so we're just at work, we're just working, doing our thing, and they just sneezed. And
Why am I laughing?
Yeah. And I just literally just done the bless you thing, and then he just opened it up. He's like, all right, cool, I'm going to give you some of this person's name, knowledge. And we broke down their thoughts on the bless you thing. So he went to do you know why people did bless you in the first place?
I have heard. I think I have heard some of the lore.
Yeah, I just haven't put any thought to it at all. And I was just intrigued, and we'll just sit there. I'm like, yeah, just let us know. And it was like obviously forever ago through the plague and stuff, there was if you sneezed, they thought you were legit fucking dying.
Yeah.
And it's bless you because you will no longer be with us.
You're about to die. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's fucked. And I think we just say it as a nice thing. If you sneeze now, we're like, oh, bless you.
Hope you don't die soon.
Yeah, hope you don't die soon.
Bless you in case you do. Yeah, I remember reading that years ago and being kind of mind blown as well.
Yeah. Not longer living or whatever it's going to be. So anyway, I just thought that was really weird. Short and sweet from me, but I was just like, okay, I've never really thought of...
Yeah, why would you?
Bless you. It's just, all right, well, cool. Let's hope that you actually do live.
Do you know what?
What about you? What's going on?
I've got to say, do you know what the Jerry Seinfeld bit is about, bless you?
Yeah, I love Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know you do, but just for the listeners at home who maybe have never seen Seinfeld, unlike Moose, he's seen every episode. He says, why do they say bless you? You should say something that you actually want to hear. Like if you've just sneezed, you feel a bit shit. So you should say, you're so good looking. So someone sneezes and he's like, you're so good looking.
That'd be kind of cool actually, because if you do that in public, sometimes you feel embarrassed you're doing it, especially with COVID and the rest of it. So that would just be that. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine if that was a thing. You sneeze and they say you're so good looking instead of bless you.
You're fucking going to die soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a good bit of trivia. My thing of the week is Survivor, Australian Survivor, the TV show. Have you ever watched it?
Yep.
This season?
No.
No.
Oh no, actually yes, because we spoke about it because it was an ex-Collingwood footballer.
That's right. He didn't last long.
Good.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, I didn't like him on there.
Yeah. Well, they edited him to seem like a dickhead. We don't know him personally, but he seemed like one on the show. But yeah, this season, I say this every season, this season is so good. It's just such an addictive show. Mm-hmm. I love it so much. And I keep thinking about it. It's only 3 episodes a week and then just think about it in between every episode. It's wild. So what season did you watch?
I reckon I was still living with parents. It's been on for ages, right?
Now the details on that I'm a little bit iffy about, because I think back in the day it was American Survivor that we would have been on.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't have been Australian, but it would have
been
been
wrong.
Show. Yeah.
Either that or Australian Survivor was around back in the day and it got rebooted, but I thought it had only been around 5 or 6 years.
Okay. Maybe not then, but I feel like it was
American.
more when I was a kid living with my parents.
Yeah. Because the American one's been on forever, and that's what I started watching before the Australian one. And then the Australian one's just more accessible.
Yeah.
And there's more episodes as well. So yeah, I just love it so much. It's so are you familiar with all the strategy and stuff?
No. Not really. I was about to be a smartass and I'm like, cool, it's this fake show where they put people on an island and they show us the bits where they're making out they're surviving, and they just play games and then eventually kick people out. And then when the cameras are turned off, they just go back to their resorts and sleep nicely.
Okay.
Is that
Do you actually think that though, or are you just being a smartass?
I think probably, to be honest.
They all get so skinny though, it can't be fake. No, I know someone that's been on it. He confirmed it's not fake.
Okay.
Like they genuinely are without food and genuinely like sleeping on the beach and surviving. But that's not the point of the show. That's not the premise of the show. The whole point is like the strategy of it all, of like voting each other off and forming alliances, and the people side of it is so insane. Like having a conversation to someone's face and you fully trusting them and then blindsiding them.
And just voting them out or whatever.
Yeah, and some people were so smart about it as well. They'll be sitting, so you have your tribal council before you vote everyone, and there's always like talk back and forth. And there's one guy this season that just watches everybody talk, and then somehow there's been several times where he can just tell by their facial expressions what they're going to do, and he'll change the vote on the spot and like look everyone in the eye and be like, nah, go this person instead, and he fucking gets it right. I have no idea how. It's insane to me. Like the levels you got to go to and to deceive people, it's really addictive to watch.
I feel like the exciting part would be like, especially when they talk about the reason why they voted. Imagine like after they did that, if they had to speak through or they rewatched, because obviously they're going to talk about it. It's like if I voted you out, I'm sitting there talking about it.
Yeah. But that's the other thing, is because it's so savage, because it's that kind of a game. It's not like Big Brother or whatever that's like more fun. It's savage. They legit, they go back to camp after and like, why'd you vote me? Why did you not go with our alliance? You said you were going to do this and you didn't. It's so insane. And watching them like lie to each other, and some are just bad liars and you can see right through it. They can't get away with it, and some are really, really good.
So you don't think it's scripted at all?
The only thing I've ever been suspicious of is that there's always cameras around when people find hidden immunity idols. That's the only thing where I think they've been like, hey, so-and-so, let's go over here. You're going to find a hidden immunity idol. We're going to film it. But everything else, no, not scripted at all. It's like, I truly believe it's real.
Okay.
I think I'm naive for that. I don't know. Editing obviously makes things look more special, but like, it's more about the strategy of it all. So the forming human relationships and stuff. Also the challenges. The challenges are insane.
Yeah,
like
I do agree with that. If you watch them, you're like, okay, that's just absolute next level.
And someone like you who's real into fitness and trying to be like the best at everything, I feel like you would appreciate that side of it as well. Yep. But then also I think you could be good at the strategy side of it. With like if you were in it, I think you could get pretty far. Because
I was thinking then, like, imagine if you paired like our workplace up in the Survivor series.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, I wish we could like actually talk about that.
I'm
I'm
already thinking of like who would be the people who go to the end. I already can think of people who I know would be really good and who would be really bad. Yep. I think I'd be really good at some of the ideas because I've watched so many episodes and I can think of things to do, but I don't know how good I'd be at executing them. I think I'm pretty like what you see is what you get, and I'm not very good at lying. So I think people would see through it and I wouldn't execute it. But I could maybe be that person who like is behind the scenes making some plans, like telling other people to make the moves, and I'm just kind of being friends with everyone and floating through to the end. Yep. And then I'm like, well, I actually executed that plan, but I didn't do it. They did it for me. I'm like manipulated them to see that that's the deal they were going to make, but like it was actually me. I don't know.
What about the actual surviving thing? Like the bit that I thought was like complete bullshit. That would be, if it's legit, then that would be the toughest part.
100%. Like sleeping on the ground.
No way.
No showers. Not being able to brush your teeth. That would definitely be so tough. All they eat is like rice and beans, and maybe they can get some like coconuts or some fruit on the island. But like that would be tough. The sleep part would be the hardest, surely. Because imagine you got to do a challenge and you've had no sleep because you're just sleeping on the ground and it's either freezing cold or raining or hot, or it's just so extreme.
So if it's legit reality, do they get sick and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, like people get sent home sometimes because they're sick. There's always people there in case something goes wrong. Like there will be challenges where people get hurt and someone runs over. Another thing I have been sus about actually is that none of them ever look sunburned. So they're obviously they're not
and they're
allowed,
always wearing no clothes.
Yeah, and they're not allowed to have any soap or deodorant or toothpaste or anything like that. But I think they get sunscreen because
makes sense, right?
They never look burnt. and they would have to, because they do challenges where they're out in the sun, like holding onto poles for like 6 hours and shit, and they don't look sunburned. Which is good, because that would be one thing I would worry about. Like, I can't be on an island for 30 days with no sunscreen. Oh my God, I'll age. But yeah, I don't know if I could do it. It would be, I'd like to be fit and strong enough to be able to try it, but I don't know. I think I wouldn't be good in any of the challenges, so that would just ruin it. But the strat chat of it all, I feel like I could do. But I think you could do it. You could do good on it.
Yeah, I think it might just be the sleeping and not showering and that sort of stuff. Like, I'll just be like the...
You just built different. You would just do it.
We'll see.
You would just get through it.
Maybe instead of you having a holiday, like, we can organise like a Survivor Series. We're just down to the Glenelg Beach. Like, don't guys. Moose and Moose Survivor Series. Who can last one night on the beach?
Yeah.
Drive the other person insane with their jokes, and whoever wins.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Imagine that, though. Like, we spoke about this, but like, no music, no TV, no TikTok.
Yeah. You'd go a bit insane, for real. So if you were to be on a reality TV show, do you watch reality TV? Have you ever watched reality TV?
Like, watched, yes. Like, I think for now, like, it's mainly stuff that is just on. So Lauren's massive into Kardashians. That obviously counts, right?
But see, I don't know if I'm talking like, that counts. Definitely counts as reality TV. But I'm talking, do you ever watch like reality TV where there's like nobodies like us on it? Well, we're not nobodies for long. I'm sure the pot's going to blow up any second. But like, Kardashians is awesome. But yeah, I'm talking like stuff on like the main networks.
Then no, not really. Because I was going to be like, does it count for all the stuff that I watch on YouTube? Where, like what you were saying with Survivor, I'm like, well, they actually just don't do it with that. They'd literally just go out to wherever and survive on things.
Yeah,
So a little bit of that, which is weird. Like, we were joking about it a couple of days ago, but where I'd say like our kids would be like, let's watch Fishing Man. Like, we literally just watch people that live in WA and in Australia.
Yeah, so that is cool.
And they just go out and live off what they catch and just take a GoPro and film it.
Yeah, I never thought about that, because I have always loved reality TV, but I do really love YouTube and watching vloggers. So that is pretty much
you
what
can't
it
get,
is.
I guess, even more reality than that, because there's no...
Yeah, I mean, like, Kardashians count as like reality, but it's not as reality, because you know that they have insane contracts and they allow certain things through and they don't. Whereas these like lower budget, like nobodies.
Just got a camera there. And, you know,
everyone's
anything, they're just editing bits, not like actually scripting and...
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, not really. I don't watch a lot of free-to-air at all, to be honest.
No maths, no... My Kitchen Rules, no The Block, Big Brother, none of that?
No, like My Kitchen Rules, if it's on, I don't mind that a little bit with cooking. I've watched Big Brother back in the day, but not recently. And it's more, I guess there is a celebrity ones and stuff, but if there's like, you know, footy people on there or Big Brother, they had a couple where there was like some Adelaide band dudes that did it and stuff like that. Like those sort of episodes, purely because you know someone that's in there, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting.
But anyway, I'm curious. So I know it might be hard if you don't watch them all, but just in general, like if you think of all the reality shows out there, what would you go on? What would be your best suited show?
Well, now you've got me wanting to do Survivor just to like, I'm like, fuck you, maybe I could do it.
I really think you would be good at it. If anyone's watching who agrees with me, let me know, because like I think Moose could do it. I think you could. I mean, this in the nicest way possible. I think you could manipulate people and get them to be on your side and like really build alliances because they would like you. But I think that you could be strategic and smart about it. You'd have to study. You'd have to actually know how the game works, because there's a lot of things
you're just not
that
go in there thinking you'd be able to do it. Then you're like, oh fuck, I've ruined that on the first episode because I didn't do.
Yeah, some people genuinely do that.
I didn't play the game properly because I didn't know what the game was.
Yeah, like they don't know how to do a split vote, or they don't know how to use immunity idols. Like they clearly haven't really watched the show. Like you need to watch it to know what to do. But I do think you could.
What about you?
I always wanted to be on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like I'm kind of like, I don't really have, I like a jack of all trades. I don't really have like a skill that's like crazy good, but I'm a people person, and I feel like that's what gets me through life is like the relationships and people. I don't know.
And on those shows, I guess they're the people, as you said, like you could picture that where like you can be friendly enough with all, and then if you get close enough to the end, then it's like, oh fuck, well if it's only 2 people left, I'm one of those 2.
Yeah, the only thing is I like old school Big Brother. They've brought it back in the last few years and it's not the same. So the Big Brother they do now is like a cheap Survivor where they're still in the house but they're voting each other off with alliances and stuff.
Yeah.
But back in the day, old school Big Brother was like it's live and the public are voting you off.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just more entertaining because you feel more involved.
Is it like, do you think they've stopped that kind of stuff these days just because the internet's just got so good and people can like, I guess, buy their way out of that because they'll just get like bots or whatever to create
Probably.
like all of these votes.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's not even because they were better. It's just because they
Maybe.
were smart enough to pay X amount of money to have.
No, I genuinely think they stopped doing a lot of those shows live because of the cost of production because
True.
you have to edit and upload like as it's happening versus they film Big Brother now months in advance and they can do all the editing
People
and
know,
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not the same anymore. I used to love it. So what would you do if you won $250,000? That's the other thing. Like most of these shows, that's the prize at the end. Back in the day, it used to be $1 million on Big Brother.
Yeah.
And then it went down and now it's 250. But like, yeah, can you imagine winning $250,000?
Crazy. I get a new car.
Oh, with moose number plates.
It's gonna be that fancy. It doesn't have number plates. It might be a helicopter.
Do you have a dream car?
I think I kind of want to get like an electric car now.
Yeah, you want to join the Tesla club?
Maybe.
Got a lot of friends that have Teslas and it's very baller. I want one too.
Even the screen. Like I walked past one. We took the kids somewhere on the weekend. I'm like, I just get excited about the tech and the minimalist look.
It's really cool.
So something like that. I went through a ute stage for the last couple of years where like if I had unlimited money, I'll be like, all right, I'll go get a ute.
Yeah.
And now my brother's done that, so I'll just drive his. So yeah, probably an e-car, I would think.
Cool.
And then I'd probably be boring and obviously just try and do normal shit with the rest of it.
Yeah. Buy a house or go on a holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. If I won, I'd buy a house, I reckon. Put a house deposit and go on a holiday. But I'd try and like invest some of the money so then it would see my money would work for me and then that could be like a passive income and the 250,000 would last me a lifetime, you know?
Boom. You just go on holiday for the rest of your life.
To be real, if I won $250,000, I'm not deciding what I'm doing. I'm going to go see someone who knows what they're doing and be like, tell me what to do with this money, okay? Because otherwise it would be gone in a second. Yeah. What about, would you ever go on a reality show with me if we were like loose and moose, like if The Amazing Race or anything? Or is that too much of a commitment? Like, fuck no.
I kind of think that would be funny.
Yeah.
Because we would make it funny.
Yeah.
But then we would use that to then gang up on the other teams.
Obviously.
And like our brains versus them. They're fucked.
Yeah.
There's no way.
We'd win everything and be so funny.
Yeah. And then we could blow up. Yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cute. All right. Maybe let's go on The Amazing Race then.
I actually did watch a little bit of The Amazing Race. Now you say that.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
All of them just in little snippets. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, okay, it's Tuesday night. There's an hour of this.
Yeah.
But then like you would, and that's fine because then I'm like, yeah, but I would go and watch an hour of A4 360 every night. It's just like, well, same, right?
Yeah, yeah.
People look at that and like, what a waste of an hour.
Exactly, yeah.
You're just talking about stuff that happened on the weekend. Where I'm like, oh, why would you do that? You're just talking about like some fictional bullshit. And
oh yeah, scripted bullshit, whatever. Right?
Just go to YouTube and watch the latest Loose and Moose episode. That's what I'd be doing. Yeah,
we're our own version of reality TV, I guess.
Legitimately.
Yeah, that's an hour for you once a week, or maybe less, maybe more. What about fictional TV shows then?
What's a fictional TV show?
Scripted.
Yeah.
Actual, what you think Survivor is, but actual. So like
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. That's one. That is a TV show.
Top 5, surely. Top 5
for you.
For everybody.
Yeah, it should be.
Entourage?
I've not actually seen that. Should I watch that?
Yeah.
Is that your favourite of all time?
It has been my favourite all time. I think, like, does Breaking Bad count?
Yeah.
Okay, that probably is.
It's a good show. I just feel bad admitting this. I started it and I really liked it, but I haven't finished it.
Ooh.
Because it was like a real they're long episodes,
Yeah.
and you'd kind of watch them and you'd be like, oh, I really want to know what happens. So I kind of started it recently, and I was like, I don't really have time to finish it, but I really want to. It's really good. I've watched 2 seasons.
It's funny, like, how I don't watch a lot now. Like, back then, you know, we would still be buying a lot of DVDs. So it's funny, like, all those
Yeah.
ones you mentioned, like, you buy the whole series.
Yeah.
Me
Isn't
and
that
Lauren used to
crazy?
buy, like, if I bought one and then, like, it'd be your turn and my turn and your turn. That's
Cute.
cute.
That's cute.
What else do we watch? I'm going to put Dexter in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have to leave it with top 3 because I'm not sure if I have any more.
You just don't watch TV? You don't like TV?
Not really. Like, if I'm watching TV, it's YouTube or something on streaming or sport.
Okay.
I just watch so much sport. And then...
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I still really want you to watch Seinfeld and The Office. So
I'm waiting for my episode to review in Seinfeld. That could
Okay,
be my gateway
yeah.
drug. So
probably need to do that soon. So people start sending me through what are the iconic episodes of Seinfeld and The Office that you think we should watch, and
yeah,
then we
give me one.
We can do that.
Mhm.
So you watch it, and then in the episode we'll review. You will review it to me.
100%.
I
That's
can't
actually going to be a
wait.
really cool challenge. All you have to do is send it to me in the notes you send, and it'll be perfect. And I'll
Aw.
have to do it because otherwise you'd be like, you're all about doing like the research and anything you've committed to. So if you write that down on the notes, I'm going to have to watch that.
This is work for you. This is
This
not
is
just
work for
fun.
me.
Imagine if I got you addicted and you watched the whole shows, both of them.
Fuck, episode 17. That's what got me started back
Yeah.
in 2024. Fuck. Now I've got a Seinfeld tattoo. Jesus Christ.
You're like, sorry, I'm behind on editing. I've just been watching Seinfeld.
Yeah, sorry. You're like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't
Just
care.
post one of those episodes. What about you? I think this is more, you're waiting for me to be like, all right, give me your top 5, Lucy.
I was curious. I thought you would have a top 5, honestly. I thought most people do. I don't know. I thought that was normal. Maybe not.
Well, I guess it is.
I guess I'm kind of like that with movies. I don't really watch that many movies, but I'll watch TV. So
I
I've
think it
seen
would have been
movies.
like years ago. Like, but anyway.
But yeah, Seinfeld's my top favorite show ever. Then The Office. I also really like Parks and Recreation. And probably then it would be like American Horror Story.
Oh yeah,
It's a good
we
one.
watched a fair bit of that.
Love that. And all time, probably like Grey's Anatomy, honestly. I do love Grey's Anatomy. Oh, but then Curb Your Enthusiasm also. That's a hard one. Oh, no.
You can't have 6. One of them's going.
Oh, and Modern Family, that's underrated as well. Definitely Seinfeld, definitely The Office, definitely Parks and Recreation.
Weren't you massive on Friends?
Nah.
That's I know.
I like Friends. That
Yeah.
I watched it growing up, but not
No.
massive on it. I'll stick with Grey's Anatomy and American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
What about how many? I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this. Recently, I just been really trying to get on track with my finances, and I realized something happened. I was like, oh no, that's embarrassing. I probably should reevaluate my life. I realized I've been paying Netflix twice for a while. I had 2 Netflix subscriptions that I didn't know I had.
Why?
I don't know. I remember getting it once for my mum so she could watch it, and I was sharing it with her. And I think I forgot I was paying for it. So I've been paying for my mum's Netflix and then mine.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. I don't
The
really
rest of the
know.
world's like trying to like piggyback off everyone else, and you're like, nah, let's fucking make it rain with Netflix accounts.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to pay for my dad's Spotify as well because he just refused to get it and he would listen to the ads. And I was like, no, bro, like you can't listen to the ads. Then he started paying for it, so it's fine. But yeah, you're paying for 2 Netflix without even realizing. And then I was like, what other streaming services do I have that I don't even realize I have? So I started going through. There's so many that I signed up for and forgot about. I realized I had, it's so embarrassing.
What?
How many I had? So I had Spotify, Netflix that I was paying for twice, Stan, Binge, Disney Plus, and there was one more. What's another one that people pay for?
Paramount?
No, I've never had that one. That's like the one I've never had. Actually, that might be it, but that's still 6.
Mm.
That's so bad.
Isn't it funny when we like pay TV like as kids or when you become an adult and you're like, oh, I'm going to get like Foxtel or whatever. You're like, oh, $120 a month. Who would do that? And then you just times your 6 by 20 or $25, whatever they are now. You're like, well, that's...
Yeah.
But I think most people are the same. Like we'd be Disney, Netflix. We do YouTube Premium now. Use that for music.
Mm-hmm.
So that's better. KO. We have binge at the moment. We kind of like if we're watching some shows, we'll sort of start and stop for a couple of months depending. We don't have Stan at the moment, but again, we've had that.
I just remember my other one was Apple TV.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
I don't know. There's some good stuff on Apple TV, but I haven't found anything like... The Morning Show is the best.
Yeah, that's so
But then
good.
like I like some of the docos on there too. There's a really cool war one at the moment that you can actually get for free. But
what about Ted Lasso?
we didn't watch that, but everyone like every time I saw the snippet, it would come on after watching the Morning Show. I'm
Yeah.
like, I think I'd love this.
Yeah, same.
I just
I've
didn't
never watched
start.
it either. And
Yeah.
then our mate said that he loves it and like he was like,
Yeah.
you would love it. Like it's because it's all about like coaching and
Yeah, and it looked
being
funny.
inspirational and shit. And it's funny.
Yeah, maybe I need to
So
write
yeah,
that down.
got to watch that. But yeah, sorry, continue. So you were
I think
at-
that's ours. So we'd be 5 or 6.
So I've made myself a rule now that I'm only allowed to have I started with one at a time, but then like I really wanted to watch the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So at the moment I'm saying 2 at a time, and then when Curb's finished, I'm just have to make sure I cancel it because I feel like I can't get rid of Netflix. Like Netflix is just the number one that everybody has. So I would feel weird not having it in my life.
So if you had to keep 2 only, what's the 2 you would keep?
Are we including Spotify?
Yes.
Oh, fuck's sake. I guess, yeah, Spotify and Netflix. But then at the moment, it would be Spotify and Binge because Binge has Curb Your Enthusiasm and something else that I was watching. Oh, American Horror Story as well.
Yeah.
So at the moment, that. But then long term, it'll be Netflix.
Oh, the other one we didn't mention is YouTube.
Yeah,
You don't do that, yeah.
I have paid for YouTube Premium in the past, and then I don't know. I'm like, oh, it's okay. That's the one thing I'm like, I'm okay without it. I can just watch the ads. I've just got to draw the line somewhere.
We were crazy with that. Like, it used to be the most watched app in our house by far.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay for it.
Yeah, it is probably the same with me. I don't know why. I think because we had it for so long with ads that we just don't notice.
But it's so hard to go back now.
I
Like,
know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think if I was doing 2, it would be YouTube, definitely, because then you've got music and premium in one, and I watch more of that than anything. And then it's probably going to be KO, to be honest, because then it'll be footy and you get
Yeah.
basketball in there. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say I do NBA as well on top
Oh,
of that.
do you?
Yeah.
How does that work? On TV or is it an app?
It's an app and you can just have it in all your smart TVs.
But so is this dumb of me? I don't understand why people pay for KO because isn't the footy on TV?
It is, but not all games.
What?
So you only get Friday night, Saturday night, and a few of the games. So if it's lucky because Collingwood are played on most of those. But if you went for a team that's not a big team and you don't play Friday or Saturday nights, you won't get to see your team play.
So then, but then if your team is on it because they're the best at the moment, what's your benefit of paying for it?
Because they're not on all the time, and it sounds silly, but when I was giving you shit about watching your shows all the time, like all the shows that are on throughout the week.
Oh, okay. Like the footy show and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just like it for that, and with Dream Team and all the fantasy footy stuff, it's nice to actually be able to flick through other teams. You can put multiple games up at once and all kind
That's
of nerdy
pretty cool.
shit. Yeah.
Could we have a show on KO? Like, do they have shows like that?
Yeah, I think that's where our commentary
Yeah.
would be coming from.
Yeah, like you would have to have KO. It would be a partnership with KO, and they would within the app
They
say
could
yes or
flick
no to
between
Loose and
our
Moose.
commentary or standard
And then
KO
we would
commentary.
have a show as well that's just kind of like the
Yeah,
footy
like
show
this.
but with
Yeah.
Loose and Moose. Cool, can't wait for that. That's going to be
Yeah.
so fun.
If they're listening, that'd be fantastic.
So hang on, if you had to pick just 2, would it be YouTube and KO?
Yep.
Okay. So did you ever use Spotify?
For sure. I think Spotify's better than YouTube Music, to be
Yeah.
honest. But
But you're just sacrificing?
if I was choosing one, YouTube gives you both, and it's still YouTube Music is still good for like a free one, considering
Yeah.
it's with the YouTube.
I just can't get rid of Spotify. Never in my life could I get rid of it.
Apple Music is definitely the best for anyone that has the amount of Apple products that we have. Like for me, like if you're going for a walk or whatever and you don't want to take your phone, if you've got Apple Music, you can download your podcasts, really good one, Listen Boost podcast, and music and stuff to your watch without having the fancy cell edition and stuff like that.
So I can't relate. I've got the fancy cell edition.
Yeah. So for the rest of us that don't, nice little pro tip there.
No, but that's a really interesting thing though, because I had friends that had Apple Watches and they're like, you don't need the cell because you've always got your phone on you. But then luckily I had that thought. I was like, well, what if I want to go to the gym and not have my phone in leave it in my bag or go for a walk?
So Apple Music, and then you just download it when you're in Wi-Fi, and then
so you can be not on anything and you can still listen to. Oh, that's cool.
The other cool thing with Apple too is obviously they're focusing on the quality of the sound for a lot of the stuff on there. So it's if you've got really good headphones, it's probably the best experience you can get from a soundscape.
Yeah, I have heard people talk about that, like real wanky people that say you have to have Tidal or whatever instead of any other streaming. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah. But yeah, you just got to draw a line. There's just so many.
I know.
But like, I guess like in theory, you can have a shit ton and it's still like fairly reasonable. Like people paid $150 for Foxtel and that was normal. If you spend $150 on streaming services, you can have a lot of content.
Yeah, true. Okay. I think this is probably the peak.
Okay.
The peak of my embarrassing subscriptions I didn't know I had. There's a service you can get where you buy a phone and you cover it for accidental damage, and it's a subscription that you pay every month, kind of like Apple Care but different. I was paying for that, and then I traded that phone in, bought a new phone, put an outright version of the same product on that new phone. So I was like, perfect, my new phone's covered. Forgot to cancel the old subscription and I was paying for it for 6 months for a phone I didn't even own anymore.
Pretty cool for that guy that would have bought it, I guess, post-trade-in. At least they were covered.
Is that how it works? I don't know. Anyway, speaking of TV stuff, I'll get a fuck yes or a fuck no for you. Do you fuck yes or fuck no to subtitles?
It was always fuck no because I didn't understand it, but now we are actually using it a little bit more.
Oh, why?
Because if there's stuff like, I've spoken about it before, but little legend Levi isn't sleeping straight away, so he like just cruises around onto the couch until they just fall asleep. So if we're watching stuff that we want to watch, if we can have it turned down a little bit and subtitles are there, kid can't read at the moment. So it's been a little bit more of a fuck yes for us, which is cool. What about you?
But it's for you fuck yes out of necessity, not because you really want it? Or
Yeah.
I'm the same. I used to be fuck no, and then I've turned into a fuck yes, and I don't really know what made me change. Like, I think
What'd you turn recently?
Old.
Okay, that's one reason.
No, honestly, there was some show I was watching one time, and I think the accent or something couldn't really understand it, so I put subtitles on, and then I just think I got addicted to having subtitles on. Now I really like it.
Probably like makes you more engaged. Like I'm sure you're the same, but if you're watching stuff, if you got your phone with you as you're watching it, or if you're doing subtitles, your brain's probably going to be committing to that a lot more.
Yeah. We have a mutual friend that's given me permission to share a funny story in regards to subtitles. His name's Slade and he's a legend. He told me this once and I just still don't believe it's true. He's always getting around with earbuds in his ears and he's always listening to these audiobooks. He's really into like fantasy and he's always listening to them. And then I think I just said to him like, oh, what are you going to do when you get home? And he said he was going to be listening to his audiobooks. And I just said like, like, do you just sit there listening to them staring into space? Like, because it's just a funny image. Like, what are you doing when you, like, are you doing something? And he's like, he said he's listening to his audiobooks with headphones on and watching a movie with subtitles on at the same time.
Fuck.
Like completely different movie.
How does your brain comprehend that?
No idea.
There's no way you could still be understanding the book fully and watching that.
That's what I said. I have no idea how he could possibly do that.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then I'm going to butcher it, like, because the delivery, when he told me this story, I was crying with laughter. So it's not going to be as funny, but he said one time he was listening to his fantasy book and gaming at the same time. So gaming, he said, is like a little bit more concentrating because I don't know, you got to know what you're doing, and the book he was concentrating on. And then he said he was eating snacks as well, so that it was like an extra thing for his brain to concentrate on. And he said that he ate a chip and like forgot to kind of like chew it properly, so kind of like choked a bit, and then he said he passed out. So he's like listening to his book and gaming so intently that he couldn't chew, so he passed out and almost choked. Like, what do you mean, bro?
This is why he was an adult? Yeah?
Yeah, like recently he did that. And he's like, yeah, shit, you know, I woke up, I passed out, I was unconscious.
Dangerous.
It's so funny. I just can't comprehend that.
I miss Slade. Hopefully they're doing well.
Yeah.
I see them pop up in our little comments and stuff. So
He's
shout out to
slaying. Slade is slaying.
Slade. Hell yeah. That's so dangerous though. Imagine like if he didn't wake up. You'd be
I know.
like, they're the people like, fuck, how did they die?
Exactly.
You got headphones on, audiobook, and they're playing games like, so what's the cause of death here? Fuck. Okay, be careful. Slade,
Too much
slow that down. Just
concentration.
one at a time and snacks, please.
Chew before swallowing.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. That's wild. Well, I might throw you a little fuck yes and fuck no since we're rehashing. So something happened earlier that was just like the most ridiculous thing of all time. But fuck yes or fuck no for cracking knuckles
Oh, yeah. I did do a really...
to a point that your neighbours can hear.
Yeah, I did a really good one earlier. I wish it was on camera.
Oh,
I wonder if I can do it again. I could do really good ones.
okay.
Can you hold this for me?
Yeah, sure. Double mic.
You're so dramatic. It wasn't that bad.
So yeah, my eldest at the moment is and has been doing the cracking of knuckles for a bit, and it's obviously picked it up from school. But I've got in my head as a kid, I don't know if your parents did the same, where they were just like, "You're going to get arthritis," and you would complain when you were old because you're just going to crack your knuckles.
Yeah, that's a myth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had that in my head growing up, like from my parents, but people at school used to say it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of used to think it, but whatever, not that serious. But then, yeah, Dr. Mike on YouTube, he said it's a myth. You know Dr. Mike?
Is that a real Dr. Mike? Or,
Yeah, he's like a really...
or our good mate Mike that
Really?
we use as the doctor and all the information. Shout out Mike, he'll be listening for sure.
Nah, he's a really successful, attractive YouTube doctor.
Okay.
He's a real doctor, but he has a YouTube channel as well. And he said it's just the pockets of air in between your knuckles popping, and it's not actually bad.
Okay. Ella, if you're listening, go nuts. Continue doing now.
Yeah, but some people don't like it. A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah. Like yours sounded aggressive.
Yeah. It's so satisfying to crack them all. So I'm a fuck yes if you didn't realise.
Okay, cool.
So are you a fuck no?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love to do so. It's such a good feeling when you crack all of them and it's a really loud, satisfying crack. And then I love to go through and like, can you hold my mic again? I love to individually crack them side to side. Oh, that was it. And then I love to crack my thumb.
That's fucked. See
That
how
was a loud one.
Yeah.
Love
nah.
that.
But
Sorry.
then that's weird. I crack my back
That's satisfying as well.
and then sometimes I crack my... Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I say I don't like it, but then I do it.
Yeah. Oh, and I do this as well.
Jesus Christ. I feel sorry for anyone listening to this with headphones on. Do you know what you need when you go on your holiday to Indo? But when you finish with your massage and stuff, and then they do the ones on the toes, and they do that kind of thing where they like pull out each toe and it like makes the crack. And
Yeah.
it's the weirdest feeling. The first time you get it, and they're just like literally pulling your toe out and cracking it. I'm like, what has just happened?
That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah. So anyway.
Have you ever had weird massages where you're like, there's a language barrier and you don't really know what's going on and it doesn't feel good and you don't know how to communicate?
Yep. And then they're like, is that okay? And you don't want to be like, nah, it's too full on. You're like, no, it's fine. But you're literally crying and just like waiting for
Yeah.
the time. Like, sure, it's been 30 minutes from now.
But that happened to me once. It was a Chinese massage and just in like the shopping center. And I don't think I maybe realized the language barrier was so strong because she kept saying, is that okay? And I was going, no, it really hurts. And she just kept going. So maybe, I don't know if she just didn't care or she couldn't hear me. I think she just like didn't understand though. I think she just, because I was not physically stopping it or anything. And I kept thinking like, what is being used on me right now? It's not hands. And then at the end, she showed me all the things she'd been using. It was like little massage devices and stuff. And oh my God, it was so painful.
A lot of them are, and you're like, are they like standing on my back?
Oh,
and is there multiple people now just jumping on my back?
Yeah. That's crazy as well. Have you had multiple people jumping on your back?
No, but if you know when they have those really bad ones, you're like, what the fuck is going on back there?
I've seen it on like TV and stuff. I don't know if that's real, that they have multiple people jumping on their backs. Anyway, we got on a bit of a tangent there.
What's new?
Anyway, I found a new Reddit thread I want to share.
Cool.
So we shared the Am I the Asshole one. I found another one. It's called Petty Revenge. Yeah,
I like the sound of this.
It's interesting. I've been reading it and I like it.
Is this a real life story that you've done, or is this like an actual thread?
Well, just you wait and see. Strap in, mister, because I picked this one because I also have a story that's similar.
Okay, cool.
Almost just dropped my iPad and I was so excited. Oh, no.
You're probably paying for 2 lots of insurance anyway, so we'll be fine.
Probably. Okay, so I'm just going to read it and then I'll tell my story that's like related. Okay, so Too Long Didn't Read is I exposed an affair because it was affecting my sleep. So the story is my upstairs neighbour has been having an affair with a married man for about 4 months now. I wouldn't care, but because it's an affair, he comes over at odd hours of the night and they do things very loudly and I can hear a lot and it wakes me up and prevents me from sleeping. How do I know it's an affair? He's never spent the night and his car has baby seats in there.
Oh, no.
Some backstory. I've had issues with my upstairs neighbour prior to this. She would throw parties on Monday nights. She gets home at 2 a.m. from work, pacing her condo and having really loud phone conversation. She's always throwing parties and having affairs and basically just living like a teenager. I tried to talk to her like a normal person about my concerns, but she doesn't care, and I've had to get the association involved to stop the parties. I hate her. So I decided to learn some more about this mystery man. I looked up the license plate, found an address, searched the address and found a name, took the name and did some social media stalking and found the man and his wife's profiles.
Oh, Jesus.
I made a throwaway account, messaged the wife about the affair, and I haven't seen him now for a few weeks and I'm sleeping really nicely. I just thought that was so funny. Like all of that, not because it's the right thing to do, because these people shouldn't be having an affair, but because you're keeping me awake and I need to sleep.
Yeah, probably valid though if you're living through that. If it was that ridiculously loud at those times, then
yeah, like my apartment's really soundproof, so it's good. But like, even still, people come and go. You can hear everything. People shutting their doors, and I'm just like, I can't deal with this. I'm used to living in a house where you're not really kept awake at night. Like it's a lot. And if you're hearing that, like no.
So I'm intrigued now. You said you had a story that's similar.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to read that is just because I think that's really funny. Like, they put it in Petty Revenge, but people were saying you should put it in Am I the Asshole and ask that as well. And I feel like they're not the asshole at all.
Nah, I don't think so.
Like
they're
good
paying
on
to
them.
be in that house, and
other people were doing something wrong anyway, so good on them for.
And also the party stuff too. Like that's
Yeah.
one thing, but the party was also a massive concern.
Yeah, and maybe if you did all that without trying to talk to them first, that would be a bit shit. But like you tried to talk to them and they weren't really like working with you, so fuck that.
Yeah.
Like if anyone ever knocked on my door and was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you're a bit loud," I'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, let me be better."
Try, yeah.
Yeah.
Or warn them if you were randomly doing something. Like, hey, Saturday night I've got, the Collingwood Magpies on. We're probably going to get a little ratty, a few push-ups.
But yeah, my story, that was just like hooking up with someone. Anyway, I didn't really click that, like I didn't have him on social media. I met him on a dating app. Like it wasn't really like a thing that I cared about because I didn't really care to like know him on that level. And then I can't remember what it was. Something happened where I just, there was a conversation that I needed to share something with him or show something. And then I went to find him on social media and he had like a full on girlfriend that I had no idea about. all over his social media. I felt so disgusting. And I remember having this big dilemma with like all the people I knew at the time. I was asking them all like for advice about what to do about it because I felt so bad for that girl. But like also I don't know their relationship. Like what if she was okay with it? What if I shouldn't get involved? What if she's like, she comes after me and like I didn't know, but she doesn't believe me? Like I was so conflicted about what to do, whether I should like tell the girl or not. So I'm curious what your thoughts are because I didn't know you back then to ask what you think I should do.
I was seeing like the things that pop up. There's those ridiculously staged thing where like they'll like write the notes on the toilet paper or whatever. So then like the partner will get all the notes and all those kind of shit. I think that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. Like probably pretty vanilla with that. I say like I would just confront the dude and just be like, oh, you know, like that shit's not on. You've obviously got a partner, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, I don't know, hope that works out. I think like going to the other partner is, there's just so much drama that do you really need that? Like I know everyone would want to do that so that it blows up and then that person is like exposed. But as you said, like there's just so much stuff that like what happens, like whatever kind of bullshit they could spill, like spin to then come back to yourself or whatever it was. So I don't think that's a right answer apart from just removing yourself from that situation. And then the rest is the rest. If they're doing that now, they're going to be doing that for probably forever anyway, right? So they'll eventually get caught out.
Yeah. What a shit, dude.
What did you end up doing?
So, yeah, pretty much that. Like, I really thought I should tell her, but then I was a bit naive, not really. Me thinking, like, she'll be so grateful I told her, not seeing the things that could happen. And heaps of people were like, no, you just don't know and what could happen, and it's just better to not get involved.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. But no, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Remove and play on.
My conscience is better now. Anyway, that took a little bit of a dark turn. I didn't mean the theme of that to be so dark. I just thought it was kind of funny, honestly. Let's go back to something lighthearted. Tell us if what reality shows you think you could see us on. Do you think I would suit Maths or Big Brother? Do you think Moo should go on Survivor? Let us know. Cast us in a reality show.
Is it unhinged that I couldn't get a top 5 TV shows?
Yeah, true. Yeah, please tell us what episodes of Seinfeld and The Office we should watch as well.
Yeah. Cool.